Yeah, peace, peace. We give thanks for the time, the moment, and the energy. Right? Gratitude for life. There is no other life but life. We build life, increase life. Right? And remember, don't end life with guns and knife. We strive and survive for more life. So remember this. There are great possibilities within life, so seek life, love life, and cherish life. Be life, don't end life, right? We build life and motivate more life. Alright, so as you know, you're listening to Ajadi Chi. Yeah, the life force energy. The life force energy is beautiful, and that's another video too. The life force energy. Yeah, I'll be talking about that because we get more vibration and essence from the life force energies. But anyways though, what I really want to talk about right now is the mere fact that we are in a repeating cycle ruled by Venus and Saturn. The Saturnian energy, the master, the god of time, put it like that. Alright, I'll just say that like that for now. Alright, so alright, if you can check from 2010 right to 2021 right now, right? I'm gonna break this down because what we sow is what we reap, you know, and the actions that we put into the world, you know, somehow has a way of coming back to us. A repeated cycle. Life is a cycle. Remember, what you sow is what you reap. What you put in, you're gonna get out. If you sow a mango tree, don't expect a pear tree. You're gonna get that mango tree. Alright, if you sow that mango seed, remember, you're gonna get a mango seed, not a pear tree out of that ground. Alright, so remember, I said what you sow is what you reap. Alright, so sow good seeds, right? Do good things, right? Because, alright, as above so below, right? The energies that you produce within this world is recorded, right? We're living in a circumference of time. Alright, and 2010, alright, when you add 2 and that 1, that's 3, and 3 is ruled by Jupiter, right? That expansive planet, right? So from 2010, you know, a lot of stuff happened, but 2019, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 1 and 2 is 3, right? That's that same energy, right? From 2010 and 2019, same energy, right? Same damn energy, right? So a lot of things happened in 2010. Like there was certain outbreaks, and I think around that time Haiti got the earthquake. A lot of stuff happened all over the world pertaining to, you know, massive destruction and people suffering in agony and pain. Alright, so 2019, right, that same energy, right, where we have the that was the entrance for that, you know, the pandemic, right, the entrance for the whole coronavirus to be activated, right, to create that fear tactics, fear mongering, that fear mongering systematical planning for people to be stuck in that lower version of themselves, right? So long story short, all right, 2011 is the same energy as 2020, right? In numerology, you simplify the numbers to get that number that you're looking for, to see which number is associated with the energy of a certain planet, right? So 2011 for me was a year of spiritual intervention for me. That's the time my eyes opened to the reality and the spirituality of this realm, right? That's the time when my eyes was open to so much things. I got so much download in 2011. That's the time I was telling my family about, you know, Christianity is a whole setup and it's not fully accurate, and, you know, just sharing information with people, right? 2011 was my my mind open, you know, my eyes open to the realism of life. And 2011 is the same energy as 2020, right? You add that 2 and the 1 plus 1, you get 4, which is still carries the master number 11, and 2020 still carries the master number 22, right? So the similar energies which works with spirituality, right? Number 4 is ruled by Uranus, and when it comes to Uranus, that's that heavenly body of energy, electromagnetic frequencies, right? Uranus means heaven, right? And when that energy is playing its part here on earth, it creates a lot of change. It creates like a reset. It's like a reset button, like, wake up people, it's time to see the truth. Wake up, all right? So when that energy comes around, people, you know, can see the realism of life. People can see what is real. People can tap into that higher mind, right? The people who are in tune, the people who can sense that certain things, you know, is not accurate, right? Depends on their coding, their energetical system. When the Uranus energy comes around, is to show you, like, all right, it's time to, you know, stop playing around, right? Stop playing around and do what you're supposed to do to make it to the next level, right? That's that Uranus energy, that innovative energy, right? That electromagnetic frequency that connects you to that organ energy, that chi, all right? So between those cycles, whatever people do within certain cycles will be played out in a other cycle. If you did not make it right in that cycle 2011, then when 2020, you know, took place, you will be going through similar phases, which means, all right, you're gonna be tested, right? Because we're living in this Venus, Saturn, systematical, you know, energetical system, right? You get tested by the way things look, by the way things feel, and so much different ways people get tested, right? So much different ways, right? So we gotta be careful what we say, what we do, because if you play out some messed up energetical frequency that you carry and you play it out in a wrong way, a way that is not suitable, a way that is destructive to yourself, you know, a way that is destructive to yourself and others, that time will come again where if you did not get it right within that time, and the time repeat itself in a certain way, right? If you did not get it then, and you still didn't get it within the moment when it comes, then you will really have to go through that phase again, and it won't be as easy as the other phases. It will get harder every time, right? It will get more dreadful, because this is coming with energy of feeling, and your feeling actually controls the way how you think. Because when we get angry, sometimes we think about all sort of things that, you know, makes us want to do crazy stuff. When you get sad, it makes you cry, right? When you feel love, it makes you feel happy, right? So within every cycle, we got to be careful how we live our life, because we might repeat something in a next cycle that continues within a different cycle, right? This is something that, you know, just came to me naturally. I didn't give myself time to really sit down and you know, put everything in order. So I'm just a messenger right now, right? I'm just giving message as I get it, I give it. Right? As the messages come, I just want to let it out, right? So all right, I said 2011 and 2020. Now we're in 2021, right? And 2021 is similar to 2012. That is that Mercury energy, because the number 5 is ruled by Mercury, right? And when we have number 5 ruling the year's energy, it's all about communication. It doesn't really have to be verbal communication. It can be telepathic, it can be energetical, it can be mental, spiritual and physical, emotional, all of that intertwined, you know, with that frequency, that energy, right? So now that we are within this energy again, 2021, which is the same energy as 2012, right? You are going to see and feel some repeat sort of vibes, sort of energy, right? Some rhythmical patterns that are repeat, right? It's like deja vu. Sometimes you do certain things and you wonder like, I did this already. Felt like I did this already. I know I did this, right? So within these times, right, we got to really analyze ourselves, right? We got to go to the core of ourselves and, you know, make that complete change to fully appreciate self, to fully connect with self, to fully uplift that energetical vibration within self, that self can fully experience the totality of self, right? So I'm saying this to say that we are living in a rhythmical, repeating cycles, and what we sow is what we reap, right? So every day is like a learning process. Every day comes with a test, right? And basically, like how you're living, just know this: don't repeat certain actions on a day-to-day basis, like cursing and putting other people down. You know, be motivational. Actually tell yourself that, you know, I'm gonna do better today, and the next day when you rise up, you tell yourself I'm gonna do even greater today, and you keep motivating yourself to motivate others. While doing that, you're setting up yourself to win at all times. At all times, you're setting up yourself to win. All right? So every day is a motivational day. Every day you rise, you have that gratitude, you have that love, you have that vibes, right? To keep momenting that energy, that energy, that energy, that inner God, that inner chi, that is worth, that has no value, that is so precious. Your inner G, your inner God, your inner chi, your inner frequency is everything, right? And that is what you should cherish. When you cherish that inner G, that inner God, it shines upon you. It reflects something spiritual, something magnetic, something beautiful, you know, in your aura. So don't repeat the same cycle. Don't repeat the same foolishness over and over again, right? It's time to elevate self, to realize that there's much more to overstand and understand and higher stand within self, right? To perceive self as the totality of the universe, right? Because there is your universe within, and you are a universe living within a universe, right? You are a cell of this planet, and this planet is a cell that has us operating in it, right? And cells are energy, right? And all of us as cell produce effective energies, right? And what these motherfuckers don't want you guys to know, that when human beings vibrate together in that oneness, that energetical frequency, the planet can really harness that energy, right? And use that energy and vitalize us doing that too, because each cell coming together and vibrating on a high energy, that energy is recycled, that energy is rotating, right? That energy builds up more energy, right? And the planet just vibrate with a higher frequency. You vibrate with a higher frequency, right? The planet has its vibratory field, and every cell carries that vibratory field. So if you get what I'm saying, when we unite, we are powerful. And when we unite within that unison, with that vibration, that essence and that frequency, the entire world, galaxy, love that energetical frequency, right? And I'm not talking about low vibrational energy here. I'm talking about divine energy. Divine energy, when it's elevated, it creates divine shift to happen. It's like it powers up the world. It powers up the earth, when we vibrate on a certain level, right? We can make things happen within this world by just doing that, by just uniting and building the energy, harnessing divine energy and building divine energy, and divine energy starts to flow, right? When energy flow, it's powerful, right? When energy flow, it's effective. When energy flow, it grows and glows, right? Energy, that inner God, right? When the energy start to flow, wow, it's beautiful, right? It's powerful, and everyone has their own power, their own frequency, right? If you notice, when a group comes together and they decide to use their minds, their hearts, and other parts of them to accomplish a goal, yeah, they do accomplish that goal when they work together, right? It's like a choir, right? When that choir comes together and harmonize every note, right? And you hear those voices blend together. How splendid is that to the ears? When energetical people who understand and overstand and understand spirituality and the energy, the frequency and vibration that they carry, and when they come together and fuse that and dance and sing with energetical patterns, just stamping on the ground and building up that vibes, that is beautiful, that is powerful. If you want the rain to fall within that moment, the rain will fall, right? If you want to have a certain divine flow within that moment, you will gain that divine flow within that moment, right? So as our cells living within this expansious cell, because the earth is just another cell within the universe. And We are here on this planet, right? And we're being tested, right? In every way. There are higher dimensions, higher levels of consciousness. We barely scratch the surface, right? We're not even, this is like a crumb of consciousness that we know, right? Within this infinite universe, you and me, we have to elevate from this plane to access a higher plane, to graduate from this earth into a higher dimension, right? A higher dimension out of this third dimensional state into a higher dimension of existence, right? And most people won't grasp this, won't understand it, based on the fact that they're not putting in the work and they don't care about this. Guess what tricked them? Money. Venus attribute of the physicality, right? The physicalness of this world, the beauty, what looks good. But behind and beyond that is where the real essence is, right? Beyond all of this, just look within life and say to yourself, like, this is just, for comfort, to make you feel good physically. But what makes you feel supreme spiritually is powerful, right? And that's your inner G, your essence within you. Build that too. Don't only focus on the physical self and leave the spiritual self, right? There's no balance when you do that, right? People don't live in their totality when they're just living on the physical surface alone and not appreciating their spiritual self, right? That's why duality has to become one to really overstand the principle of life, right? Because you're not a body living within a spirit. You are a spirit living within a body, right? And when I say body, we have different bodies, but I'm actually talking about the human body. I can go ahead of myself and say the body is also living within a spirit also, which is the earth itself, right? Having all of these cells going around, right? And within the system now, that's a different phase of it. The system creates the same procedures from what is real, because within the system you have a prison cell that actually have the human being as a earthly cell, right? So it's always something within something that leads to another thing within another thing. All right. So in order for us to make it to another level of consciousness, we got to make sure we don't repeat the same things over and over again. Because if we keep doing that and not seeing where we are going and just repeating the same attitude, the same lifestyle, the same behavior, carrying hate and envy and jealousy within self, instead of using love and motivational essence to build self, then people will just keep repeating, right? Repeating the class, not passing, their tests and moving to the next stage, right? So for us to make it to the next stage, we should be careful not to repeat the same vibrations and essence and ways and attitudes over and over again, because you will be coming back here to be trapped in another cell, right? To be trapped in another classroom, doing it all over again, learning and learning and learning. And if you still don't get it right, you're coming back here. If you have too much hate in your heart, too much envy and jealousy, and your heart becomes heavy, right? That way you're down, right? Your heart's supposed to be, just in tune with that frequency of love. And the more you're in tune with that frequency of love, the more you keep growing, right? And when I say the frequency of love, I mean your essence of what love is. That you know deep down it's true and it's real, right? Because there will be things that you don't connect with, right? Because it's not real, and you can't connect with something that is not real, right? You're just gonna find more problems after problems. If you're not a person who can alchemy, what do you call it? Have that alchemy energy to change a certain energy for other energy to work and to adapt to a flow of that energy, to have that energy transform to a better flow of energy, then it's a different story. Alright, so we gotta make sure we don't keep repeating. As I said, it's a cycle, and what we sow is what we reap. 2012 is the same as 2021, right? Same vibe, same energy, and you will be tested, right? You will be tested, right? And when that time comes again, that same energy comes again, it's gonna play out in a way that you will be tested to see how much have you learned. All right, so this was my video, just sharing this message with you guys. Hope it will be an eye-opener to many. All right, so it's Ajadi, full of style and strategy. More life, gratitude to the altitude. Seek life, cherish life, build life, and remember, there are great possibilities within life. Seek life. You know the style already. You know the flow. Ajadi, full of style and strategy. Gratitude to the altitude.